not materialize. Destroying this construct should lower the Manaforge's defenses.
Analyzing. Contaminants detected. Neutralization subroutines activated.
Hey, we pulling? Main goal of the fight is to make it to the end of the hallway. Sounds simple, but the giant robot guarding it has set up traps, barriers, and a full-on gauntlet to stop you. So here's how you get through it. In phase 1, you start by tanking the boss right where he's at, near the middle of the arcane wall, and the raid Lucy spreads out while keeping the middle section clear. Several players will get circle debuffs that need to be taken to the far back left or right of the room, leaving the middle clear for later. After a few seconds, a trap drops at their feet that needs to be avoided. If you walk over one of the traps, you take damage, get stunned, and get teleported to a random spot, so don't walk over them. Having someone immune soak them doesn't really help either, because it just removes the trap for a less bad pool, but still not good. For the tanks, taunt swap on every obliteration cannon cast. The tank with the debuff needs to run it out of the raid to the far back right or left, not the middle or anywhere near the front. When it expires, it does a huge hit, then drops a giant pool on the ground that does damage and slows anyone inside of it. The boss will also target a player with a group soak. That player needs to run the soak to the boss's backside close to the melee so they can help soak. Once it expires, it does a bunch of damage that gets split by anyone in the soak, so the more people helping soak, the better. On heroic, the soak is a double soak, meaning you need to split your raid into 2 groups or just do melee first, range second. And try not to get knocked into the traps on the left and right. When the boss gets to full energy, everyone needs to stack up in the middle of the room behind the boss because he pushes everyone back to the start of the room and you don't want to get pushed into a trap. This is why we keep the middle of the room clean. Then the boss teleports far away and puts up a big shield. You need to use some raid-wide movement speed to quickly get through the trap gauntlet, dodging damage beams, stun traps, knockback bubbles, and an unavoidable wall that does an absolute crazy amount of damage if you get hit by it. The only way to avoid the wall is to use your extra action button to activate your legendary cloak, which will teleport you forward and make you immune to the big wall's damage. You do all of this to get to the boss, DPS the shield down, to then interrupt this cast starting phase 1 again. Everything is basically rinse and repeat after that, but each time he starts the phase 2 gauntlet, you'll be pushed far.
World of Warcraft patch 11 side, and tanks are going to get. Lumithar is the second boss. This is a giant moth that they're collecting arcane silk from, and you're gonna have to shut this down to stop their production.
Five, 4, 3, 2.
Detonation protocol initiated. Alert. Pollutant level high. Merge required. Merge successful. Scanning for new targets.
production facility. Another two-phase boss fight. In phase 1, the boss is dangling in the center of the room. Players want to stay relatively close together on the same side, and tanks are going to get a mechanic that puts a wide beam line on them. After a delay, this will deal damage and put a debuff on the tank, increasing damage taken from this effect again. Then she'll begin casting a second version, which means your alternate tank needs to pick her up and take the second blast. She'll occasionally select multiple raid members and pull them in towards them, attaching a strand to them. These players need to run against the strand as far as they can to snap it. After snapping it, they're going to put a web effect on the ground below them that deals massive damage over time. All players that get tethered should try and move together and snap their points around the same location so they drop their webs in a tight clump. Then quickly get out of them before the damage from the webs kills them. The group should be rotating clockwise around the room, dropping these sets of webs in small clumps around the outside to limit space usage. Occasionally, she's going to create a ring of infused tangles around the outside of the room, which slowly descends towards her and are all bound together by lines. If you touch the line, you take massive damage and get webbed. The connected points are targetable, and players are going to need to burn these down to create an opening that the team can filter through. On heroic difficulty, to make one of the points targetable, the tank has to blast it with that beam. This effect also spawns a lot more often on heroic, like right into the beginning of the fight, and then after every 2 sets of tank blasts, you're going to get another ring. The rotation is going to be to have the group bunched up together. The tank with the beam is going to point it slightly left of the party at the first node. Hitting the node with the beam is going to make it targetable, and all players are going to focus that down, creating the opening and then filtering through, while the second tank is going to blast the second blast away from the party. If the first blast misses the point, you're going to need the second tank to take over and blast the point to make it targetable. Only one point needs to be detonated to be able to get through the effect, so you don't need to worry about damaging multiple points. Whenever she reaches full energy, she's going to create a big purple ring around her. All players need to run out of the central area and hang out on the edges, not standing in any of the webs that have been dropped by the previous effects. After delay, this will detonate, killing anybody within the ring's effect, and then you're able to run back to the center and get damage back on the boss. This phase is a rinse and repeat of that rotation until you get to 50% health, at which point phase 2 begins. She pulls herself out from the central binding and will land down on the ground in the center of the room, creating a large pool underneath her that deals damage over time to anybody standing in. She's then going to begin leaving pools behind her as she moves about. You want to slowly be kiting her around the room, dropping these pools as you quickly run out of space in the room. Periodically, she'll create a big cone effect in front of her, which is a soak mechanic that half of your raid wants to absorb. This is going to do big damage and spread a multiple million damage per second dot on all players hit. That's going to be a tank swap, and you're going to want to switch back and forth between groups 1 and 2. Throughout all phases, she's going to be creating purple circles that you want to get out of, and this phase, she's going to begin occasionally pushing all players back away from her. You want to make sure that you're not getting pushed into any of the webs or any of the purple effects in the room, constantly making sure that whatever is behind you is a safe spot to be pushed back into. In this phase, just keep kiting her clockwise around the room, trading off which team is in front of her and which team is slightly to the side. Kite around the room until you've killed her, or you run into space and everybody dies. Soulbinder Nazindri is the third boss. This is a major ad fight, especially on heroic and higher difficulties. At the start of the fight, several canisters show up. On normal, it's going to be 6 canisters, and on heroic or higher, there's going to be 12 of them. These canisters hold ads within them, and each are going to be marked with a different name that have different effects. Throughout the fight, these canisters are going to open up and create mobs that you're then going to have to deal with. Assassins will jump to random players and do big damage to them, mages will do a massive AoE and interruptible cast, and phase blades do big AoE damage to the entire party. The goal of this fight is to make as few mobs spawn as possible and to take out the priority mobs before they're able to generate. The boss has 4 main effects. First, it's going to do several lashes into the active tank. Each lash increases the damage taken by subsequent lashes, and she's going to do 6 lashes per set. After receiving the 6 stack, the tanks are going to want to swap. She's going to mark several players with wide beams, and after delay is going to launch an orb towards those players. If these orbs ever make contact with one of the canisters, it detonates the canister, revealing the mob inside and giving it a big damage taken increase. Players that get these beams are going to want to stand between the boss and a canister to make sure the orb hits the canister and detonates the mob. Then the team burns down any revealed mobs. You want to make sure that you get orbs, and she's to be 6 canisters, and on heroic or higher, there's going to be 12 of them. These canisters hold ads within them, and each are going to be marked with a different name that have different effects. Throughout the fight, these canisters are going to open up and create mobs that you're then going to have to deal with. Assassins will jump to random players and do big damage to them. Mages will do a massive AoE and interruptible cast. And Phase Blades do big AoE damage to the entire party. The goal of this fight is to make as few mobs spawn as possible and to take out the priority mobs before they're able to generate. The boss has 4 main effects. First, it's going to do several lashes into the active tank. Each lash increases the damage taken by subsequent lashes, and she's going to do 6 lashes per set. After receiving the 6 stack, the tanks are going to want to swap. She's going to mark several players with wide beams, and after delay is going to launch an orb towards those players. If these orbs ever make contact with one of the canisters, it detonates the canister, revealing the mob inside and giving it a big damage taken increase. Players that get these beams are going to want to stand between the boss and a canister to make sure the orb hits the canister and detonates the mob. Then the team burns down any revealed mobs. You want to make sure that there are no players between the boss and the canister that the orb is heading towards to make sure that no player absorbs the orb and stops you from getting access to the mob. She marks players with 5 directional beams around them. After delay, they'll erupt, shooting out orbs from each of those different directions. These orbs deal damage to anybody hit and apply a big debuff to them, slowing their movement speed. Players that get this want to move out of the group and make sure to point the arrows away from other players. You detonate these
5,
and then adjust your positioning
4,
based off where the
3,
orbs are going.
2,
Finally, Arcane
1.
Expulsion will be a big knockback AoE that hits all players and sends you flying. When this is winding up, you're going to want to make sure your back is not to one of the edges of the arena to get knocked back to safety. After this detonation, there's big damage on the entire raid, so you want to be sure to be clumped up so the healers can get everybody topped back up after the knockback. This is a pretty simple fight. You're just moving to the appropriate canisters, detonating them with the orbs, and then burning down the mobs. After 3 rotations of destroying mobs, all remaining mobs will spawn, and you need to deal with all of their effects at once. In normal, there should be no mobs remaining, but in heroic and higher, there's going to be 6 mobs that you're going to have to deal with. From our recommendations and testing, you're going to want to make sure to take out as many of the Phase Blades as possible. These guys are really annoying. The damage is huge, and you don't want too many of them on the field. You also want to wipe down the amount of mages that are available, because you don't have the resources to do as many kicks as there's going to be mages on the field. So you recommend focusing your group's efforts on finding and taking out at least 3 Phase Blades, as well as at least 3 mages. The assassins don't seem to be too big of a deal. It's occasional that they'll both target the same target, but we didn't find anything devastating with their effects, and for the most part, we were fine with leaving them up. On the highest difficulty, you might find a need to take these guys out, but we haven't so far. What we did notice is that the pattern of the mobs seems to always be the same set. So you can plan ahead of time, knowing which section you're going to be going to in the first set and second set to be able to make sure you spawn the right mobs and kill the right targets. If you're doing our strategy of taking down mages and Phase Blades, you're going to want to start in the front left corner first, taking out 2 Phase Blades, then running to the front right, taking out the mage and Phase Blade at that location. Finally, in the third set, you're going to go to the center and you're going to pop both of the mages, which are the front and back canister. Then finally move the boss to the middle of the remaining canisters and be ready to gather all the spawn creatures in the center and AoE them down quick, using defensive abilities as possible to make sure if the assassins jump on you, you're not going to get hurt. After 2, maybe 3 rotations of this, the boss should go down. Forge Reaver Araz is the 4th boss. Though this is an ad fight, it is a single target build fight where you're going to be focusing on one target at a time and burning those targets down quickly. There are 3 different phases. It's going to do phase 1, phase 2, back to phase 1, phase 2 again, and then go to a phase 3. Or if you manage to get him low enough, he will skip the second phase 2 and go straight into phase 3. Split your raid into an even and odds group that are going to be for a soak mechanic. Pick up the boss and hold him basically where he's at. People with the pinkish purple circles are going to be running underneath the boss and waiting for them to detonate, releasing an ad. These ads need to be CC'd and cleaved down. They're going to slowly float towards one of the pedestals around the room, and if they ever get to that pedestal, they're going to do big damage. Along with those purple circles are going to be arrows that go on people's head. Players that get the arrows on their head need to move out of the group. They're going to deposit a circle on the ground that will silence people. So we need to get those out of the group and make sure nobody touches those fields. A big soak mechanic will appear on the active tank. That tank needs to run towards the center of the room, and its group, either the evens group or odds group, needs to go and gather up on top of them. When it detonates, it's going to summon a large ad. All players need to focus their full attention on burning down this ad, while still maintaining any CC or slow effects on any of the orbs in the room, burning the ad down first, and then going back to killing orbs and burning the boss. On Heroic, the phased ad needs to be tanked a far distance away from the boss. A big ring will show up around the boss that'll show you the range at which you need to keep the ad away from him. If the ad and boss are ever together, they're going to have massive damage reduction and massive boost to their output. Killing these big ads is the biggest priority. They're going to begin channeling into one of the pillars and causing a lot of dodge.
Five, 4, 3, 2.
It's too far away.
Now that we're inside, we should deal with the Shadow Guard before pushing onward to the control chamber.
One path leads towards where the Shadow Guard produce arcane wrappings. The other, to the mage who binds them.
The Shadow Guard. Do what you will. I have my own plans for the Manifold.
I need a target. I'm out of range. I need to target something first.
The beast the Manifold uses to create the Shadow God's bindings is up ahead. It must be slain. I will stay here and make sure no one comes to its defense.
I'm lost in the darkness of my mind. I feel shivers trickle down my spine. These walls echo haunted lullabies. I just hope I'll make it out alive. In the dark of night, don't believe my eyes. All my nightmares come to life. I see skeletons and ghosts everywhere I go. No, I'm not alone, but I'm on my own. Skeletons and ghosts, phantom vertigo. Feel it in my bones when the moonlight glows. I see skeletons and ghosts. Four claws screaming, leave me terrified. There's a monster waking deep inside. Oh, in the dark of night, don't believe my eyes. All my nightmares come to life. I see skeletons and ghosts everywhere I go. No, I'm not alone, but I'm on my own. Skeletons and ghosts, phantom vertigo. Feel it in my bones when the moonlight glows. I see skeletons and ghosts all alone. I got nowhere left to go, but my nightmares come to life. Skeletons and ghosts everywhere I go. No, I'm not alone, but I'm on my
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I see a
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Four, 3, 2, 1.
Love is just a history that they may prove, and when you're gone, I'll tell them my religion's you. When punk just comes to kill the king upon his throne and ready for their stones, I'll dance, dance, dance with my hands, hands, hands above my head, head, head. Like Jesus said, I'm gonna dance, dance, dance with my hands, hands, hands above my head. Hands together, forgive him before he's dead, because
4, 3, 2, 1.
We are not just art from Michelangelo to carve. You can't rewrite the aggro of my fury heart. I'll wait on mountaintops in Paris, Coldville, Marais to tell. I'll dance, dance, dance with my hands, hands, hands above my head, head, head. Like Jesus said, I'm gonna dance, dance, dance with my hands, hands, hands above my head. Hands together, forgive him before he's dead, because I won't cry for you.
4, 3, 2, 1.
dodge mechanics that you have to deal with and burning those targets down quickly. There are 3 different phases. It's going to do phase 1, phase 2, back to phase 1, phase 2 again, and then go to a phase 3. Or if you manage to get him low enough, he will skip the second phase 2 and go straight in. Forge Reaver Araz is the 4th boss. Though this is an ad fight, it is a single target build fight where you're going to be focusing on one target at a time and burning those targets down quickly. There are 3 different phases. It's going to do phase 1, phase 2, back to phase 1, phase 2 again, and then go to a phase 3. Or if you manage to get him low enough, he will skip the second phase 2 and go straight into phase 3. Split your raid into an even and odds group that are going to be for a soak mechanic. Pick up the boss and hold him basically where he's at. People with the pinkish purple circles are going to be running underneath the boss and waiting for them to detonate, releasing an ad. These ads need to be CC'd and cleaved down. They're going to slowly float towards one of the pedestals around the room, and if they ever get to that pedestal, they're going to do big damage. Along with those purple circles are going to be arrows that go on people's head. Players that get the arrows on their head need to move out of the group. They're going to deposit a circle on the ground that will silence people. So we need to get those out of the group and make sure nobody touches those fields. A big soak mechanic will appear on the active tank. That tank needs to run towards the center of the room, and its group, either the evens group or odds group, needs to go and gather up on top of them. When it detonates, it's going to summon a large ad. All players need to focus their full attention on burning down this ad, while still maintaining any CC or slow effects on any of the orbs in the room, burning the ad down first, and then going back to killing orbs and burning the boss. On Heroic, the phased ad needs to be tanked a far distance away from the boss. A big ring will show up around the boss that'll show you the range at which you need to keep the ad away from it. If the ad and boss are ever together, they're going to have massive damage reduction and massive boosts to their output. Killing these big ads is the biggest priority. They're going to begin channeling into one of the pillars and causing a lot of dodge mechanics that you have to deal with, and you need to kill this thing as fast as you can. Every time the orbs spawn in this phase, there's going to be another set of orb spawns. Then there will be a spawn of 3, after a delay, a second spawn of 3, and the third set is going to have a total of 9 orbs spawned, again in sets of 3 at a time. Shortly after the third set of these orb ads spawn, he's going to reach 100 energy and enter into the second phase. In this, he becomes intangible, and the pillars around the room now become targetable. One of the pillars is going to have a glowing purple orb appear and start rotating around it. All players need to go to that particular pillar and burn it down as fast as they can. Raid leaders need to be watching for the next pillar that receives the orb, and then do a call out to go to that pillar next. Whichever pillars have orbs around them are slowly gaining energy, and if they ever get full energy, it's massive raid damage. So you need to burn them down in the order that they start generating orbs. At the same time, shadowy ads are going to spawn. These need to be picked up by the tanks, and they're going to gain a stacking buff whenever they melee the tank. After about 5 or 6 stacks, the tanks should taunt the opposite ad to reset the stacks on them. These ads should not be prioritized in any way. It should just be a constant management of swapping them back and forth between the tanks, while players cleave onto them as best they can. The focus needs to be taking out the pillars, and then once all the pillars are destroyed, the boss will enter the middle of the room stunned and receive increased damage. This is where you use Lust and burn the boss down for as much damage as you can. Again, cleaving onto those ads that the tanks are dealing with. For the most part, the tanks should just be trading these things off. After the second phase 2, or when he reaches around 20 HP, he'll begin phase 3. A big eruption will occur, and the edge of the map will become a dark screen. All players need to go to the entrance of the room, pulling the boss to that location, and you need to burn the boss from 20% until dead. All the while, you're going to be slowly pulled towards the dark screen on the other side, and if you get pulled into it, you're going to take massive damage and die. In this phase, we're still dealing with both sets of the debuffs on players, so we need to bring the purple circles underneath the boss, and we need to get the blue arrows out of the group and drop them on the edges of the map. In this phase, tanks are just taunting off each other from the boss. Whenever their stacks fall off, they'll swap targets. There's no more of the large ad, and it's a really easy phase for tanks. If you're finding you're pushing him to this phase early and you're having struggles actually managing to kill him in this phase, you may need to save Lust for this third phase, but for the most part, because this is a time-based fight, you should be getting to this phase already higher than 20% HP, even if you Lust during the intermissions, so it's best to Lust at the intermission and get most of his HP peeled off during that time. And with that,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Four, three, two, one. Four, three, two, one.
you should be able to kill the Forge Reaver before he atomizes you.
The Shadow Guard have reinforced their position. We must disrupt their forces before they can launch an all-out assault.
Many deals for a friend.
Almost 24 hours. I've been up for 22 hours.
Five, four, three, two, one. 4, 3, 2, 1. Four, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Four, 3, 2, 1. Four, 3, 2, 1. Four, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Come out and play with me. I want to experiment, get into your biology and mix with your common sense. Cause you got an appetite, but don't you get tired of sweet? It's fun on the darker side, and I make it so easy. So take it all out. Fall in love with a
4, 3, 2, 1.
Pour me out like whiskey neat. I make it a double with that superpower energy. It gets you in trouble, yeah. You got an appetite, but don't you get tired of sweet? It's fun on the darker side, and I make it so easy. So taste it all my lips. Fall in love with unpredictable kind of makes you sick. But the buzz is irresistible. Such a pretty poison. Take caution if you please, cause you never know what's next. When little you need chemical pour me out like whiskey neat. And make it a double with that superpower energy. It gets you in trouble, yeah. You got an appetite, but don't you get tired of sweet?
4, 3, 2, 1.
I make it so easy. Taste it all my lips. Fall in love with unpredictable kind of makes you sick. But the buzz is irresistible. Such a pretty poison. Take caution if you please, cause you never know what's next. When a little you meets chemical X.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. Four, 3, 2, 1. Four, 3, 2, 1.
If you fall, I will catch you. You're not on your own, just call. I'll be with you, be there when it all falls. Broken, bleeding, no one else who really knows the feeling. Hopeless, believing when you're all you have left. Yeah. Feel the serpent circle, spinning, your thoughts go round and round. But I promise when it all falls down, if you fall,
In the collapsing star facility, she'll occasionally select multiple raid members and pull them in towards them, attaching a strand to them. These players need to run again. After a delay, this will deal damage and put a debuff on the tank, increasing damage taken from this effect again. Then she'll begin casting a second version, which means your alternate tank needs to pick her up and take the second blast. She'll occasionally select multiple raid members and pull them in towards them, attaching a strand to them. These players need to run against, snap their points around the same location, so a relative in a tight with that beat. able to run back to the center and get damage back. Not standing it slightly, and players are going to need to burn these down to create fused tangles around the outside of them.
Without that feat, the Shadow God's numbers will dwindle. Return to the center of the Mana Forge. We need to determine our next course of action.
If you fall, I will catch you. You're not on your own. Just call, I'll be with you. You're never alone. Even with the tears in your eyes, the darkest of nights when nobody else is around. If you fall, I will catch you. Be there when it all falls down. La da da da.
Here, souls are plucked from the void and bound with special silk made in the Mana Forge. Kill the soul binder to cripple their reinforcements. I will keep any security measures from impeding you.
Yo, isn't it past your bedtime, you old nigger?